Welcome back. I'm IndieRPM,
I'm the Curio Hunter.
and this is Unbox the Universe, where we unbox trading cards so you don't have to. And today we've got the DC Annual. We're going to go through it, correct?
That's right. So this is the inaugural year. They've not done one of these before. We've put together, I believe, the complete base set, which is 100 cards. So we're only going to go through the first half, 50 tonight, and also maybe a few extra parallels, and then we've got 50 more that we'll do next week. So that is the plan on that. I want to just quickly check the volume. And
we're going to have our production team move that top camera and face it down just a little bit. It needs to catch the top of the monitor there. Here, hold on.
We're going, Indy's getting caught up in all of his wires.
There we go.
All right.
Perfect. Okay.
So with that, let's see. There we are. We might as well begin, and I'm going to lean heavily on Indy for his knowledge of these characters. We had said before, well, when we did the Marvel annual box, that not only does it have the main characters that we've all heard of, but it also has some minor characters as well. So it'll be interesting to see what we have tonight.
Sure.
And I think we'll start off with Indy. He's got card number 1.
I do. Card number 1. I've never heard of this guy. His name is Superman, and he goes by Clark Kent.
Nice.
I'm kidding. Who doesn't know who Superman
right,
is?
and then you show off the back real fast, because I think the thing that we liked about we don't have to do this for all of them, but the thing that we liked about the Marvel, exactly, is that it tells a little bit about it.
So without me looking, let's see how close I can get. Superman's... Here, you take the card.
Oh, okay.
He's 6'3". 220 pounds.
This is 235.
Okay.
Eyes?
Blue.
Hair?
Black.
Powers and abilities?
Flight, super strength, heat vision, super speed and vulnerability, freeze breath, actual breath.
Well, so there's also accelerated hearing.
Oh, yeah.
And
super hearing.
All fueled by exposure to
our yellow sun.
Solar energy from a yellow sun. And then, do you by chance know when his debut was?
I believe I do. Action Comics number 1, 1937.
Very close. 38.
Yeah,
it has a month. I don't know if you want to go for that one as well, because the year is pretty good.
No, I don't think.
All right, well, June. It's June. The cards, according to the card, we're at June. So, very interesting. A lot of information on these. Like I said, we won't go through all of them because we just don't have the time.
Yep.
But just so that you know, these cards do have a lot of information. So, number 2 is Nightwing. And not one that I'm very familiar with.
Nightwing is Dick Grayson.
Okay.
Originally began as Robin. As he aged out,
interesting.
He became Nightwing. He eventually adjusted up. I have Diana Prince, also known as Wonder Woman. There's a back of her card, in case you're curious.
Black Adam.
Shazam's nemesis, Captain Marvel's nemesis. The Rock played him recently in a movie.
You know, that's the thing. Like, I know a lot of these because of the movies that they've gotten themselves.
Yeah. So it looks... I have Fire and Ice. The only one, I'm familiar with both of them, but around the death of Superman, they were both really popular. Okay.
I've got Green Lantern, Alan Scott.
Yeah, the first Green Lantern. You know what his major vulnerability was?
Well, let me think. No, I don't know. What was it?
Wood.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think if it should say there. His one vulnerability was wood.
Well, if I was willing to read the whole thing. But
yep. You can trust me for it.
All right, we'll just
most Green Lanterns, their issues tend to be with the color yellow, but they hadn't come up with that yet. So
gotcha.
Yeah. Up next for me, I have Poison Ivy.
Of all the evenings where we could use a Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
cameo to give us the lowdown,
Yeah.
you know.
This is Pamela Isley. Okay.
I've got Arsenal.
Ooh, so that's the Green Arrow's original sidekick, Speedy, when he grows up. Kind of like Nightwing became, or started out as Robin, very similar. We have Hawk Girl. Tharganian, I believe, is where she's from. She's a interesting character.
We've got Sinestro.
Sinestro. Yep. He's the main villain of the Green Lanterns. Deadman, very interesting character. He can possess people's bodies. He was a daredevil-ish theater, or not theater, circus performer, and had an accident.
I've got the Flash, Wally West.
So that's actually the main Flash, Barry Allen's nephew. We have Cyborg, Victor Stone.
Justice League?
He was, but originally he started out as a Teen Titan with Robin and a few others.
All right. Harley Quinn.
Yep. The Uncoiled. I believe that's a fat Flash villain. Possibly from like Flash #1 from the New 52. I was trying to look. Nope, that's a newer one. He's a parasite.
Next up, Blue Beetle, Jamie Rise.
Jaime Ramirez. Reyes, that's it. Jaime Reyes, that's it. He has a movie.
Now who can't pronounce
Yeah.
anything there? That'd be me tonight.
Yeah.
That's why we got you.
Catwoman, Selena Kyle. Love interest of Bruce Wayne.
We got Impulse.
The great grandson of Barry Allen the Flash from the future. Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin. She has a new movie coming out as well next year, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ursa.
Giant Superman villain. Has been in 2 Superman films, believe it or not. Superman 1978 and Superman 2. This is a really good card. Actually, both of these next 2 cards. So the part of the DC ramp up here is the new Superman movie that comes out, and Mr. Terrific is making his first live action film as a predominant character in the new movie.
Nice.
In fact, he's showcased really well in the new trailer. He's a good guy. He has these spears that can do all kinds of neat things. He has a really cool ship. Mr. Terrific is his name.
I got Ghostmaker.
See, that's one I'm not familiar with. I have Lex Luthor.
Minakoa Khan was asked to take over Batman Incorporated.
Okay, so I am familiar. During the New 52, Batman did this thing where he sort of left the Justice League and started his own, like, Batman across the universe, or not the universe, but the world.
Okay.
And they were like teams of different people that sort of fought for the same cause. That must have been one of those. Yep.
Gotcha. I got Donna Troy.
Wonder Woman's sidekick.
You know, I didn't realize Wonder Woman had a sidekick.
Yep, Wonder Girl. Batman, Bruce Wayne. If you don't know who he is, what are you doing watching this?
Heartless.
That one's a newer one.
So are you excited for the new Superman movie that's coming out?
Pumped out for it. Billy Batson, Captain Marvel, also known as Shazam. He was originally called Captain Marvel. He came out in a Charlton Comics, and DC eventually sued them, ended up with the rights with him, took him over, and eventually Marvel sued for the name Captain Marvel, and then he became the name Shazam.
Huh.
But he used to be Captain
I was
Marvel.
going to say, because I think Captain Marvel's a lady, if I remember right. But
originally, Captain Marvel were both 2 different guys. One Marvel, one Charlton Comics.
There you go. Mara.
You know who she is?
I assume from Aquaman.
the wife of Aquaman.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I'm not sure if this is the same. I'm trying to look here. This is Punchline. I think she's actually from an alternate universe, but I could be wrong. I thought she was like a parallel Earth Harley Quinn. That's sort of similar gimmick, but slightly different.
Detective Chimp.
I got nothing.
I got nothing, but it looks interesting.
Yeah. Jon Stewart. He will be in the new TV series on the DC Universe, Green Lanterns. Played by an excellent actor, but for the life of me, I cannot remember his name right now.
Does anybody in the comments know? You can pop it up there.
Yep.
Sandman.
Great character. That's a great card, actually.
Good guy or bad guy?
Good-ish. The Cheetah, this is the main nemesis of Wonder Woman. She, in fact, was in Wonder Woman 1984, played by Kristen Wiig.
I don't remember that. I have to go back and look. Peacemaker.
I don't see him. That was a John Cena joke.
Oh.
Peacemaker's played by John Cena.
Well, that I picked up on. What's the I don't see him business?
John Cena has this thing going, you can't see me. So the whole internet runs this whole gimmick that anytime there's a picture of John Cena, I don't see anything. That's the gimmick.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thanks for filling me in.
Dr. Farm and Mr. Graft. No idea. Superman #1. So it's a recent comic. That's probably why.
So, going back into the Green Lantern things, like I'm trying to remember from the movie, and it's been a long time or whatever, but there were multiple lanterns. They weren't all green, right? They were all different colors, weren't they?
So the green, there's multiple cores, and each color sort of correlates with a different, for example, green is willpower, red is rage, yellow is fear, blue is hope. So there's all kinds of spectrums, basically every color. Sapphire is love. Where it originated, though, was essentially the Green Lanterns. It started with Alan Scott. In the 1960s, they redesigned the book and gave it more of a cosmic type element rather than just, a more standard type character. And then they introduced who you have in your card, which is Hal Jordan.
Right. I got Green Lantern, Hal Jordan.
Yep.
And I was confused because that's like the third Green Lantern card we've seen so far.
Yep.
So, do they pass the mantle down, or are there multiple?
So there's so many sectors. They're basically cops. If you think of it as like a giant law enforcement organization, the Green Lanterns basically police the universe, and each of them have their own sector. From the U.S. or the Earth rather, Sector 2378. I don't know how I remember that, but I do. And him, Hal Jordan, Kyle Gardner. There's another one. I can't think of his name now. Redheaded bowl cut, who's in the new Superman movie. Guy Gardner. There's tons of Earthlings, but considered the first Earthling Green Lantern was Hal Jordan. Your card.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Zealot. That's what I thought. So this wasn't even actually, this is a Jim Lee created character. I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. That she actually premiered in the Image comics with Jim Lee. Now Jim Lee had started his own comic book company along with a bunch of other creators, and now he's like president of DC, I think. And I think most of his characters moved to DC, but that is not originally a DC character.
Interesting. But they claim them now.
Yep.
So, all right. Superman, John Kent.
That's actually one of my favorite superheroes. That's Superman's oldest son.
Okay.
He inherits the mantle. His mom is Lois Lane. He's just a very interesting character in the aspect that I want to give it all away, but like he's as powerful or more, not stronger than his dad, but also has to live up to this perfect image of what his dad is. The book is phenomenal.
Hmm.
It's really good. Yeah. Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
Nice. Okay. Livewire.
Superman villain. I own her first appearance.
Action Comics number 835.
Yeah.
March 2006.
Yeah. Aquaman, Arthur Curry.
Barely looks like Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa barely looks like Aquaman.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected.
In the comic books, Aquaman actually looks more like the actor that plays his brother.
Interesting. Okay. I've got Robin, Tim Drake.
In the series of Robins, he would have been the third. Considered possibly one of the greatest detectives in DC Comics. Even greater than Batman. Ironic, this is his girlfriend. Here she's listed as Batgirl. She has also been a Robin as well. She has also died a couple times. But yeah.
There you go. I have General Zod.
Superman's arch nemesis. Most people know who General Zod is.
He's holding the Superman cape, so
yeah. He's been featured in 3 separate. No. He's been in 4 different movies. Superman 1, Superman 2, Man of Steel, and the newest Flash movie. He appears in all those. This is Ravager, which is also Slade Wilson's daughter, Rose Wilson. Deathstroke is her dad. Deadpool, are you familiar with him?
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool is a parody character of her dad.
Huh. Interesting. Blue Beetle, Ted Kord.
Also one of my favorite characters.
If there was ever a night for Ryan Reynolds to make a cameo and tell us a little bit more about Deadpool, it's like this.
Yeah.
One, right? Covering all the characters.
There we go. Harley Quinn, Who Laughs. It's based off a Batman series, The Batman Who Laughs, which is a crazy Batman Jokerish character. This is his Harley Quinn.
Okay. Got another Green Lantern here. This one's Guy Gardner.
And the new Superman movie.
Alright.
And last for me, this is a clone of, or not a clone, she is from an alternate Earth, I think, of Supergirl, but here she is known as Power Girl. If you notice, there's a big gaping hole in her top part of her outfit there. That started as a running gag. The artist who was drawing her at the time in the comic books was convinced that his editor wasn't reading any of the pages he turned in.
Okay.
So over time, he gradually made that piece bigger and bigger and bigger until it became absurd. And he was right. The editor wasn't really noticing, but fans were, and it actually caused them to fall in love with the character. So,
really?
Weird fluke of how it turned out that way, but yeah.
All right, my last one is John Constantine.
Multiple movies, TV shows, cartoons. He, of all the characters in DC, he would probably interest you the most.
Now, when you say multiple movies, anything that I would have seen?
Keanu Reeves played.
Okay, so that was that same Constantine.
Character.
Okay.
Same character.
Because I was wondering because of the name.
Yep, same exact character.
Interesting. Okay.
In fact, Keanu Reeves is on record as saying that if he could play any character again, it was him that he wishes that he could. I noticed I got a couple special cards.
I want to give a quick shout out to Damon Mitchell.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Monster Truck Damon, thank you.
If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll either try to answer, interact, or who knows what. So we've got a couple of the parallel cards and special inserts and stuff that the DC annual box could contain.
Yes.
And so why don't you go first?
Yep. So up first is what appears to
probably
be a
take it out of the
hologram for me.
See it a little easier. I think they call these lenticulars.
Is that what it is? Lenticulars? That makes sense.
If you can get it out, you may just have to go in there. There you go.
Now you can't tell really from there, but if I turn it ever so slightly, you can see it's sort of like a holographic image. In it we have Wonder Girl, Raven, Cyborg, Nightwing, Starfire, Beast Boy, and Kid Flash.
All right, and for mine, I've got what's this called? Green. Let's see if I put down the name. I guess it just green numbered is what it's called, but they have serialized or numbered cards. So this one is actually 308 out of 499, and we've seen Supergirl before, and so basically it's the same thing, just they've made the green background, and because of that it's special. They're limited in their production. They've got other numbered cards of different styles as well, so something to be on the lookout for. But this does have numbered cards in the set.
I noticed, I think this one and the other one were both actual comic book covers. I believe this is Beast Boy, or Titans Beast World #1 from January 2024. And it has the Titans as well, all the same characters that I mentioned last time, and yeah. The other one was a cover from Titans #2. I know I didn't point that out, but there it is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite from tonight? I mean, I got an idea. Like, there's just like some go-to favorites, which I would expect for you would probably be a Batman.
No.
Really?
Yeah, it's this one. I have a strong affinity for Grayson, Dick Grayson, for obvious reasons to me. But yeah, that's by far the coolest card, and it also happens to be from a cover that I do not have, but I do remember when the book came out.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pick Supergirl.
Yeah.
And not just because this one is numbered, but I mean, like, I think it's a cool looking card.
Yeah.
But because I didn't know that much about Supergirl before, but we're learning some more as we go.
She had a TV series, a movie with in the late 80s, but has a new movie coming out next year. We're shooting it right now, actually.
So what about you all in the chat and you all watching? Do you have a favorite card, or is your favorite character yet to be revealed? Maybe it's in 51 through 100. Who knows? But tune in next week to get the second half of this. I think this is some really interesting cards in this set, and I think they've done a pretty good job. And it's very similar to the Marvel annual box, so we pretty much knew what to expect. I want to just give a brief rundown of what we've got coming up. Like I said, next week we'll finish off with the second half of the DC annual base set. Then June 3rd, we'll open up, let's see, some House of the Dragon in honor of the House of the Dragon season that's
Box
getting ready to kick off.
4269 of 9,000, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah.
We probably won't do the whole box because I don't think we've got enough time, but
that's a lot of cards.
That's a lot of cards. Then after that, June 10th, we've got a DC, Curio DC, and that episode we're calling Searching for Superman.
Yeah.
And you would think, given the box cover, that we got at least a chance of finding him and stuff. But again, in honor of the new Superman movie that's getting ready to come out, so we're ramping up our DC stuff in the meantime. And then after that, we're actually down to our 35th main episode already. We were just doing the 25th not too long ago. But this one will be another viewer sent in. We want to thank Jared from Illinois. He seems to be our Star Trek supplier. He supplied us with our 25th anniversary. Well, Star Trek did a 35th anniversary card set, so we've got some of those, plus a few extras that he sent in. So look forward to that. And that is our upcoming lineup for the next sort of month.
Awesome.
And that's all I got.
Well, I gotta say, anytime we open up some comic book cards is a win for me. I appreciate you getting those, and and I hope that you guys enjoyed them as much as we did. I believe that wraps up everything for tonight.
Right.
Okay. This has been IndieRPM.
I'm the Curio Hunter.
And you've been watching Unbox the Universe, where we unbox trading cards you don't need to. Thank you for watching.
Happy collecting.